Welcome back. We got our series on listening, where we talk about different things in music that we can pay attention to, different aspects of music that we can pay attention to so that we can listen a little bit more deeply and deepen our understanding and appreciation of different styles of music and of the music that we already like. Hey, I'm Schanno Johnson. If you don't know me, I'm a musician, composer, producer, and I make videos about all that fun stuff. Music composition, music production. So make sure you hit that subscribe button to see videos like this in the future. So today's video is about form, about listening for repetitions. Adam and Ely has a great video about repetition legitimizes, repetition legitimizes, repetition legitimizes, repetition legitimizes. I highly recommend you check it out. But we're going to talk about it in a not very academic way, but in a way that's still hopefully understandable to people that aren't musicians and don't care to play music but do want to appreciate it more, and hopefully it's interesting for people that are musicians. So in music, there's often sections that are repeated, and musicians call this idea form. The form of a piece of music is if you were to write out on a piece of paper what all of those different sections are. And music of all different genres from all over different places of the world repeats in different ways, and it's one great way to sort of get a little bit more familiar with and a little more deep in your listening of music is by paying attention to how does it repeat, where does it repeat, and in what order does it repeat. So you're thinking, have I heard this before? Where have I heard it before? Does the music repeat? Is there any musical ideas that are repeated? And where were they played in the piece of music? So to start us off, songs are often structured in a somewhat standard way, especially pop songs and rock songs and hip hop songs that are played on the radio or made to be listened to on the radio. Songs, 2 to 3 minutes to 5 minutes, they're often structured in similar ways. And I don't mean this as a knock on any genres of music, but there are some commonalities that are often repeated because they work, let's be real, in music. So let's talk about what some of those are. The first one, where I'm just generally calling this some generic song form. So it would look like verse 1, chorus, verse 2, chorus, bridge, chorus, chorus. That's the shorthand that musicians would use to write this in. Now, if you're just casually listening to music and you want to get a little bit better at listening to music, you don't need to remember all of that stuff, but try to pay attention to what sections repeat and if there are multiple sections that repeat. For example, in our example song form, our random song form, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, chorus, we have the chorus is being played a total of 4 times. We have 2 verses and 1 bridge. And really quick, without getting too technical, verses are often repeated musical material with different words. Choruses are often the exact same musical material and the exact same words. Bridges are often separate musical ideas that are fairly unrelated to the previous 2, verse and chorus. And when you're listening to music, try and think about that. Is it repeated or is it related? For example, so if we listen to a song like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, we have a whole lot of repeated material in that song. That first half is played at the beginning and the end of that melody. And the middle melody is just 2 repetitions of the same idea. So when you're listening to a piece of music, I know that's kind of a simple example to use, but basically we have idea 1, idea 2, and then idea 1 again. And that's kind of the form of that melody or that part of that melody. Now, I know we're really analyzing this one tiny melody as if it's this longer song, but that same idea can be used and is often used in longer pieces of music. You might be hearing a song that has pieces of music that sound similar, but not exactly the same. That often happens a lot of the time, especially in pop music that's sort of trying to stay fresh the entire 3 minutes. You'll often have chorus 1 and chorus 2 won't sound exactly the same. They'll be almost the exact same material, same melodies, same harmonies, same lyrics, but the production might be slightly different. You might have a different drum beat in the second one, or a slightly altered drum beat in the second one, or the third one, or the fourth one. Or same with the verses. You might have a slightly different drum beat, or another element is added. So try and listen to what repeats and how it repeats. If you're a fan of classical music, one common form that's used is sonata form, which basically has 2 ideas in the first part, a middle part where you play around with those ideas a whole lot, and then at the end you hear those first 2 ideas originally as you heard in the first one, except the second one has a different key, a key change. Now, that's a very simplified version of what sonata form is. I'll make a video about that in the future too, so stay tuned, but take a listen for how does it repeat, what does it repeat, what specific sections are repeated, are multiple specific sections repeated, and how are they repeated? Are they repeated by being the exact same the second time, or are they slightly altered? It can really add a lot to the listening experience because you'll start hearing sort of larger structures in your music as you do this. And let's be real, it can take a lot of practice to get good at doing this, especially if you're trying to get very good at doing this in one listening, but just doing it more and getting better at doing it and paying more attention as you listen to a piece of music can help a whole lot in being able to hear all this stuff. You're not going to be able to do it after 1 listen. You're not going to be able to do it after 2. You probably won't even be able to do it after 5 or maybe even 10 if you haven't ever done this before, but you don't have to. Like, you could do it. You could do it, a little bit every time you hear one song. Be like, hey, am I hearing anything that repeats in this song? Maybe not. Okay, next song. Am I hearing anything that repeats in this song? Oh yeah, I think I heard that part come back. Okay, great. That's it. Just, the more you practice it, the more you get better at it, the more you'll be able to hear different sections that repeat, the more you'll be able to easily hear sections that repeat, and it'll just add a lot to your music listening experience. All right, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. I hope you learned something about music. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.